Respond to the long life prayers. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to wish all of you good morning, and I'd like to also thank you all for practicing the Dharma with such faith, devotion, and courage. So thank you very much. Now, I'd also like to remind you, when we are practicing the when we are listening to the Dharma, then we need to change our motivation or fix our motivations. You should think to yourself that we are listening to these teachings in order to bring all of our mothers, all sentient beings who are as limitless to this as space, to the state of perfect Buddhahood. And that is the reason why we listen to these teachings. And so please remind yourself of this motivation this morning.
首先要跟大家说一声早安。那各位带着对于佛法的信心，还有兴趣，还有这种勇气要修持佛法这种勇气而前来这次的课程，所以首先也要谢谢各位的前来。接着在听闻课程的时候，最开始也就是我们的动机，要导正我们的动机是很重要的，也就是要升起一念， 我们是为了利益一切的众生都能够离苦得乐，成就究竟的佛果，因此来听闻。而我们在听闻佛法之后，也要如法的去实践跟修持。
Tene tatanda zepeleu ge noni chitang ge tenden la ta zepa gombe ge yulde tene hedan ti se ge jodnamba go kene narsembe ye go sungu yorala kene narsembe ye go de kasen hian tambo haloga chichipe nondo sonna Dagam dage hina dungal nye dong tsitsup dong mihi hisa mende te dala tele dope so se ta dungal hedang je ge ye kene narsembe ye go sun ge noni tangpo dala dungal sepa la sepa gambe ge tapde re ta dang tinan le yo re la Tombo dola dunga sepa la zepa gomba tela yang namba som yuare la teni te dunga tongling ke zepa gomba ke tsulda teni chula ngisen ke zepa gomba ke tsulda teni nezi la cheme nyambe zepa gomba ke tsulde namba som yuare la tina ne tata da dunga tongling ke zepa gomba ke tsulde kasen shu tsarware Teji sola tene karere sena chula ngesen jizaba sunga yorala chula ngesen sengente tombe churebe sena chu sege yore de tombe chu mare chitang ngupu chu nomje netan rabo dela sono tone zeba gombe ge chulte sunare la te nane tatanda kasen kahije indro sarware la Tene tanda kare yuare sena tanda zodong da la rawa me pa temba te temba re la chitang ngupu chu tongji la rawa yo mare rawa me pe cherna tene te la hedang ji ayo mare hinje je go gre zepa gong go gre sonne rawa me pa temba re da la so ba la rawa yo mare chin la tene jung yo re sine temba re la Tatela tanda tawa tate panzangin kakike ronjin yoare muti chonjin pasangin tige ronjin zodon tene do hiri gijibu nide takpa ronjin njurwa mepa ta tende yoare singin chaitan Rikpa jemba singin tige do pembo takpa rawan jenje yuare se sungu yuare la te la rawan mebe ke cholte tembare teni chitang gakwan rabo jaba mare la te nepa jen dupo rabo tanga yuwa mare te ona kare re se na te tabo humayong te samba tende chungwa re la teni rarang soso la yung te tabo nong to che se ke re la te nong to te meche veche to la te tabo la teni te netan rabo te suwa re
Now, in this chapter on patience, it teaches the different objects for whom, or the different objects for whom we have to meditate on patience, the objects for whom we might have for whom we might feel hatred. And so these are what the 9 different bases, or the 9 different grounds for based on which we would feel pain or anger, the 9 bases of resentment. And these are talked about in verse 11, as we discussed last night. We don't want pain, humiliation, or harsh or unpleasant words. Or you could say, or harsh words, or disrepute for those we love or for ourselves. It's the opposite for ourselves. And so we've got for ourselves. There are 3 things we don't want. We don't want pain or humiliation coming from harsh words or disrepute. And so in practicing this for ourselves, there are 3 types of patience we have to meditate upon. There is the patience of accepting suffering. There is the patience of reflecting on dharma, on dharmas, and there's the patience of not thinking anything of it when we are harmed. And so the first of these we discussed yesterday evening. We talked about how we need to accept suffering. And so we have now come to the second, which is the patience of reflecting on dharmas. Now, as I mentioned last night, when we're talking about dharma here, we don't mean the true dharma, the religious practice. Instead, what we mean here is just all phenomena, so that we reflect upon the nature of all things. And because of doing this, we are able to practice, patience. We went through a few of these verses last night. And so now we have come to the portion this morning where we are talking about where we talk about the primal substance or the self. This is in verse 27. And here the point is that we're saying that all phenomena are not independent. And because they are not independent, they don't deserve hatred. They don't deserve anger. Instead, we need to have compassion for them, and we need to be patient. We need to be patient for our enemies, because our enemies are not independent. They don't have free will. They come about because of conditions. And so here there are some other views that say that actually there are things that are independent. There is the Sankhya school of the ancient Indian Sankhya school that says that there is a primal nature, and then a Purusha, or a knowing individual, and that both of these are permanent, and they are independent, and they are unchanging. Then there also is the Nyaya school, and the Nyaya says that there is a self, or a soul, that is permanent, eternal. It is material, and it is also independent, autonomous. And so here, we are teaching how these, here Shantideva teaches how they do not have independence. They are not autonomous. And in saying this, it's not to contradict, it's not to refute the other schools. It's not saying that other view is bad. Instead, the reason for saying this is that we might possibly have thoughts like this ourselves. And if we do have some similar sorts of thought, we need to realize why that is not the nature of how things are. And so this is teaching the nature of how things are.
我们现在讲到的，这是入菩萨行论的第6品，也就叫做忍辱品、安忍品。那这一品当中最主要谈到的呢，就是我们为什么会生气？有谈到让我们生气的主要的有9个原因哦，或者说9种对境。那么在第11个偈言，昨天所谈到的，就有谈到受苦即轻蔑，恶名粗恶语，失我即亲友，岂能尽敌行哦。那他这一段里面，他的意思就是说，对于我们自己，还有对于我们的朋友、亲友，还有对于敌人，各有3种的状况，就是受苦、轻蔑，然后还有恶语等等，那就会造成我们升起嗔心。那么，我们现在谈到的是其中第一个，当我们受苦，当我们的朋友受苦，或者当我们的敌人得到快乐的时候，我们要如何去对治他？所以这里谈到说，当我们受苦，自己受苦的时候，我们要修3种忍辱，一种是耐受苦忍、安受苦忍，第2个叫谛察法忍，再来第3个叫做耐怨害忍。其中第一个，我们要能够面对痛苦，安受各种的痛苦，这在昨天讲完了。那接着谈到的是，面对痛苦的时候，我们要观察他的自性跟情况，叫谛察法的这种忍，这是我们谈到的。这里谈到的谛察法，这个法呢，它并不是指佛法的法，这里的法是指事情、事物、万法，它的情况是什么？你要去观察它，去分析它。那这个部分我们昨天谈到了一些，今天会继续讲。那今天会谈到的这个偈言内容，主要谈到是，有一些教派、一些外道，他们认为说，并不是任何东西都是因缘和合的，有一些东西它本来就存在，譬如说自性。譬如说所谓的神我，但是这里吉天菩萨告诉我们，就算是所谓的自性也好，神我也好，它也并不是真实存在的，万法都是无自性的，所以我们没有理由生气，我们甚至应该对敌人升起悲心，我们应该能够修持安忍。 所以当我们面对这些让我们生气的敌人的时候，你要想到他也是因缘和合而让他生气的，所以没有理由我们对他生气。那接着这里就谈到的是从第27个偈言开始，地察法忍当中就谈到一些外道的一些见解，譬如说数论派认为有所谓的自性跟所谓的神我，他们会认为有这样两种东西呢，它是恒常不变的，它是有自主性的。再来接着又一个偈言，他有谈到所谓的圣论派，圣论派认为也有一个我，它是像物质一般存在的，它也是恒常的，是有自主性的。那吉田菩萨之所以会提出来这些外道的理论，并不是刻意要批评对方或者驳斥对方，他在这里提到的目的是为了我们修行，因为你了解到可能自己也会有这样误认为是有自主性存在，真的有这么一个我真实存在，所以为了驳斥我们自己的这种执着而说。
他听侬呢，中间别打我的，当他中松世界生给的，他罗动着什么？都空都空，你听见空了三呢，空个定人在对着空，希腊就到这样，也不能呢，你当着我的空个日巴的啦，等呢，地道我的穷人啦，地道我的穷人的啦，地道我的，但他刚到去了，你先就是别告诉了。去东去让没把见到点别的点把当中松世界个点别到完你的的搞完的我用个有嘞这个个人搞完用个有嘞些呢中松世界个这当个我不你去张啊有嘞了我不你去张啊个弄呢你去咋什这呢让没把嘞演技接把嘞的第二呢做着不的做生意的这有些能把当到黑的个机不是弄西边能把对你打过你就说没把然后渐渐都跟我讲他可能个打完了要对的了你的当他去了你先就是被告诉了的挺干的不中国有来了挺干的没把点别个吃到了干的地道啊的的年初的送的你的了做些事工的都到底到把供应吧是他这有些能把的做生意镜头第一个这有些做的这种日子日我空间了说吧看看人吧现在了等跟都上把家务这当你到底到把供应吧是他的了农间跟的到西里个地方生意农西边那把大部分都上把这种呢他等的这个大瓦这要把这啦地大瓦这来呀然后要买的然后又没别个军生的干的等把的
So the first view considered is the view of the Sankhya school. And the Sankhya school started over 3,000 years ago with the sage named Kapila, who developed some samadhi meditation and a little bit of insight. And through this, he saw a bit of the nature, and he developed this view. And so here, we also we have the view of this of the patience of reflecting upon dharmas, where everything where no phenomena has any independence, and we have the Samkhya view, where there are some things that have some control and independence. So the reason here is that in the Sankhya view, everything, all phenomena can be divided into 23 or 25 different categories. And among the 25 different categories of things, there are 23 that don't have any control, that are not independent. They're created by other things. But there are two things that are autonomous and have control, and these are the primal substance, and which takes the form of external objects, and there is the self, the conscious being, and so these two are permanent. They are unchanging and they are independent. This is the sage Kapila's view. So his view and the reflection here on the reflection of the nature of phenomena are a little bit contradictory. And so here in discussing the situation, what it says is in verse 27, that which is claimed a primal substance or fancy to be a self. So we have the external objects, which are the primal substance. The primal substance manifests as all of the external phenomena that we see. Form, smell, scent, taste, touch, the houses, mountains, valleys, and so forth, all external objects. And then there is the purusha, or the individual, the self. And this is what enjoys all of or experiences all of the external objects. And so this is the internal mind. It has an aspect of the internal mind. So this is the view of the Sankhya. And so here Shantideva is teaching that these are not autonomous or independent, and he teaches the reasons why.
首先呢，这里谈到的是数论派的这些教法，那这个是传承自印度3000多年前的这样的一个教法，有一个创始者叫大仙他所创立的。他当时呢进入了禅定，他也透过了智慧的一些观察，他去观察万法事物的一些状况之后，而说出了这样的一个见解。那么他所说的见解，就跟我们佛法这里所谈到的要观察万法的实际的状况的观念是有一些相违背的。那这一位数论派的论师，他所认为的他说法是，他把所有万法分成为25种的事物，其中23种呢，它是没有自主性的，它都是要依靠其他因缘而发生而产生的。但其中有2种，它是恒常的，是自主的。第一个就叫做自性，那它是指所有的外境、外在的东西，它叫自性。再一种东西呢，它叫做神我，它是指内心的这样的一个东西。那这2个是恒常的，这个就跟佛法里面所认为的一切是缘起的说法呢是相违背的。所以在接下来27个偈言里面，头2句在说的就是这个数论派，你会说自性是什么什么什么，你会说自性呢就是外在的这些外境，像山河大地，你认为这个呢是恒常的。再来第2句是谈到你又说所谓的我，你称一个东西叫做我，这是内心，你所谓的内心意识是能够领受受用这所有外在事物的这个内心的事物，这个心呢它也是恒常的，那也就是所谓的神我。那么那事实上这2者都是从佛法的观点来说也是无自性，并没有一个东西是有自主性的。所以接下来的27的后面2个句子后面内容就提到
Tene tatela jankare yore sena ronjin yomare zo de ronjin ri yomare la da hiri ki jibu de ronjin ri yomare ronjin yena ngatambu yungi yin sone yonje yena tene ron yone jongje rele te re te yena yo zo yon tende sine jong yomare la da hiri ki jibu yon tende sine jong yomare Tichana, Teni Don and Jonesy, Chitoson in Jomame, Tangara Yungi Inson in Jongo Marella, Tichana Ronjin Rio Mare, Ron Mebare, Ronjin Aran Yungi Inson in Ronjin Re, Naran Yungi Inson in Mahona, the Ron Mebare, Tejendo Tanda Koran Upoyo Mare, Carisena, Machi Bare, Setate Tapare, Machi Bare, Sungiorella. 마치바이나 데 메바레 동보디나 제구레마도 제구 마치바이나 메바레라 디시 지워런데 바고 다데 조 생긴지 요아레스네 간데진 라토 그래 동보코라 지마뇨나 대견도 더 히르기 집에서 간데진에 여번데 또 요아레 대견도 니만 집은 무보이나 드니 가고 그래라 동보 지워다 타만 가봐 요아레라 더 히르기 집도 조어데 가봐요 말에 열라다도 이원 줄에 가봐는 줄 마인데 고 따봐인 베잖아 가봐요 말라 쟁거메 베잖아 조어도 더 히르기 집이니데 누보 말에 롱지 말에 손에 다 되게 도바데 살와나
So what's the problem with this view? Well, the problem is that actually they aren't independent, they aren't autonomous. And so whether we're talking about the primal substance or the Purusha or individual that is the knowing self, then they are not autonomous. Because if something is autonomous, then when it says, I'm going to happen, or I'm going to come, then it would show up. It would happen. And if it doesn't, then it is not autonomous. And so for that reason, neither the primal substance or the knowing individual self are autonomous. As it says here, does not think I will come to be and arise intentionally. And so the self or the primal substance don't think to themselves, oh, I'm going to come and then appear. Because they don't think that, then they don't have control. If they were to think to themselves, if something is autonomous, then it would think, I'm going to come, and then it would appear. If it thinks I'm going to come and then doesn't appear, then it doesn't have control. And so they are not autonomous or independent. Likewise, they are not things, as it says in the next stanza, stanza 28. When not arisen, it doesn't exist. And then the second line here needs to be corrected. It should read, actually, what wants to arise then. So when not arisen, it doesn't exist. What wants to arise then. So the reason why the self and the primal substance are not things is because they've never arisen. If something is a thing, then it would have to arise. So with the primal substance, how can we say that it exists? We can't, because it's never arisen. Likewise with the self, we can't ever say that it isn't arisen. It's permanent. So how can we say it's a thing? Likewise, if they were things, they would have to cease. But the self, the knowing individual self, it never ceases because it's permanent. And so it would always be distracted by an object. It also would never cease. And so for these reasons, the primal substance and the self are not things, and they are not autonomous. And so in this way, this is refuting these assertions.
那么这里就谈到说，外道数论派他认为的见解，他认为有两个东西是有自主性的，就是所谓的自性，外在的一切的对境山河大地这一些，再来还有能够感受这些对境的所谓一个意识，一个神我，也是恒常实有的。但接着在这里，他后面两句就说：“彼亦非是想，我当生始生。”这里是说，其实这个自性也好，你认为的神我也好，它也并不是真实存在的。因为所谓的自性，所谓的神我，它也并没有一个自主的念头说我要出生就出生，它并没有这样的一个想法，所以呢，它也并不是一个恒常实有的一个东西。在接下来的后一个偈文呢，他谈到的是说，你所谓的自性也好，神我也好，认为它是一个实有的一个东西，一个事物。但事实上，如果这个东西是实有、是事物的时候，那它就应该有生有灭。但是你自己却说所谓的这个自性也好，神我也好，不生，它并没有所谓的出生。那如果没有所谓的生，它就没有所谓的灭，因此这就不可能是一个实有的东西。所以当你说所谓的自性呢，它事实上远离了生灭，它就不可能真实的这个实有存在。所以神我也是这个样子，所以并没有一个东西它是实有存在，如你所说一般的。
他提及是啦，Rinpoche ke tawa te la, toba jiba te sampong re la. Tini Rinpoche ba sengeng te tawa la khande che yo re se na. Tini do te yo re te do te tini hiba ke nomba la yo ma re, do pembu nomba la yo re. Do pembu nomba la yo re te yena yo hiba tong re du te la. Tini do ke leka che ke yo re. Do namka tongpa tawu tong runga randa bo rebe se na ma re. Che do che yo re, do pembu re. Yeba te pembu re. Pembu re te hiba tong nyong de le du te le yang leka che ke yo re se. Kuran su ke tawa te ta tende yo ke yo re la. Tini ti se na do te yo re la, do te rong chin re se. Ta te tanda rong me pa yo ma yin pa ro la ten. Tene rong chin re se ke yo re la. Te tabu rong chin te yo ma re so ne. Tempe certo, che te do te do na na. Takpa re se ke len sa tu nong ka yin do la. Leka kanya yo ma re. Leka kanya me pa la ngang re so ne. Jin yin to tong che na yon. Ta te korang su ke tawa la. 가리 숨게 요아레세나 데니데 도데 뱀보레데 뱀보 딱바레데 있나요 진 히바동 히바 인동 테나 데니데 레카체게 요아레 제 요아레데 있나요 코란 딱바동 주르와메바 예나 데니데라 데니 진 간레티 조르토그레 진 조르토나 테 딱바동 주르와메바는 로고마레 세베테용 행견나 세베텔라 찌기세 찐지 레카세베 가설라요 다다바텔라 흠마 yendola 네고그레 흠마 yendola 마네나 다데 모타발은 로그레 데니 티셔나 찐지 세베텔라 찌기세 티세반데 인더런조와 공기에 단덴데진네 레카체그레 히빈덴데진네 레카체그레 다덴덴데진네 조그레 요는 조그마레 Sine Tachi Gugare, the Teji Togoyamare, Johnson Tichana, Ripa Chimbege, Sumbeg, Tapa, Rawanchin, the Yamare la, Tini teacher na, Rawanchin, second day, Jitin Jacon, Tani Yamare.
So next, Shantideva discusses doubts that might arise because of the view of the Nyaya school. And so the view of the Nyaya school is that there is a self. But they say that the self is not, it's not cognition, it's not mind, it is material, it has a material form. But it's connected to mind, and so for that reason, it's not like an empty void space, and it's not like rabbit horns. It's material, but it is connected to cognition, and because it's connected to cognition, it's able to function. And so they say, therefore, that this self or soul is independent, and they teach that it has independent, autonomous, material, and permanent. And so next, Shantideva then addresses this, whether it can actually be an independent, autonomous self in the next line. As in verse 29 it says, if permanent, the self-like space clearly would have no action. So if the self is permanent, like space, then it would be just like space, to be inert. It wouldn't. It would not be able to action or function in any way. So they assert that that the self is material and permanent, but they also say that when it encounters a condition, which is another condition, which is awareness, then it's able to function. But if it's able to, if that's how it works, then how can it be then how can it be permanent? As it says here, and when it encounters other conditions, what acts on the unchanging? So the other conditions here are consciousness, and so when the permanent self encounters them, if it's changed, then how can it be permanent? If something is permanent, how can it be affected by any other conditions? And if conditions affect it, then there's no way it can be permanent. Likewise, it continues in verse 30, if during the action it's like before, what does the action do to it? So if when it does work, or when functions, when it functions, then if it remains exactly as it did before, then how can the action have any effect on it at all? If the action is going to affect the self, then it cannot be permanent. And if you say this is what acts on it, what is it that's related? If there is some cognition that acts upon it, upon that self, then how can how can you establish any connection between between that cognition and the self, which is permanent? You can't. And so in this way, it refutes that there is a permanent autonomous self, as said by the Nyaya school. And so in this way, in the entire world, there is not anything at all that is independent and in control.
接着呢，再谈到的一个是圣论派的这个见解哦，他们会认为也有一个东西是实有存在、是有自主性的，他们认为那个就叫做我。那他们认为的这个我呢，它是一个物质，但是是一个恒常的一种物质，不会改变恒常的物质，但它并不是意识，它是一个色法，一个物质恒常的。但是他也认为说，他们认为说，当这样的一个我 它跟意念做一个结合跟运作的时候，它就会有所谓的作用会产生哦。所以它并不是像是如同虚空一般什么都无法改变的这样一个状态，但它还遇到一些因缘，遇到意念作用的时候，它还是会有改变。那所以他们认为有这样一个自主性的恒常的一个我，但是从佛教的观点来说，这样的说法它是不合理的。那举例来说，如果你认为说这所谓的我它是恒常是事物，但偏偏遇到了意识摄入的时候，它又会改变又有作用，那这不就是很奇怪了吗？因为如果你说它是恒常，它就不应该受到任何意识的摄入而将它改变。如果它有所改变了，那它就不是你所谓的恒常了，并没有一个所谓的自主性了。所以这本身就是一个问题。所以说，纵欲诸外缘，不便何所作？就是说，如果你所谓的自我遇到了外缘，它有所改变的话，那这有什么用呢？那它就不是恒常的了。那如果他遇到了外缘，他没有改变，不便何所作？他不会有任何的改变，那你所谓的他会有作用、会有改变的说法，不就不合理了吗？那接下来在下一个偈言也是提到，正坐亦如前，能坐有何用？如果说你所谓的当他的意识跟这个恒常的我有所作用的时候，他会有所改变。但是呢，他如果没有所谓的改变的话，那你所谓的作用为此是能做，你认为所谓的作用的说法，那跟所谓的我这个恒常的我，它两者是建立起不了任何关系的，你这样的说法也是没有道理的。所以总之这里也在破了所谓的圣论派认为有一个恒常有一个自主的所谓的我，并没有这样的一个我实有存在。同样万法总归起来没有任何一个东西它是有自主性的。
他第一次呢，第二个他们去研究第一个第二没，第二个现在知道不？我不可能出门就是噻。他就是第二个这些不是呢，我不看看了。我让说了，那把家了当，现当接完了，说把电水电灯，我让说，连的出去要嘛的，现当接就要嘛的，工作了让往要嘛的，让往这个咋呢要嘛的啦。你我不看看，主办的我这里，这个，家里不叫讲跟这个不叫家用的嘛都，可能说让往个等你两个钱用，咋呢要嘛的啦。就是提前呢，我不跟了出门就了，他的出工作龙头嘛的，工作龙就要嘛的，电子啦让往要嘛的，所以啥的，他的工作等不等了，让往没别个做的，对不对？
So in verse 31 it reads, "And in this way everything's dependent and thus has no control. When you know that, you won't get angry at any illusory thing." And so for these reasons, anything that we might get angry at, or everything we might need to feel patience towards, nothing deserves our anger or our hatred because they don't have any control. There's nothing independent, nothing autonomous. In all things are like illusions. And when you understand that they are illusions, then you just see that it's one thing affecting another, one thing causing another thing to move. And so nothing has any control at all. And so for that reason, you won't get angry at any illusory thing. There's no reason to be upset or angry at any individual thing, because they have no independence.
接下来第31个偈言就总结那他提到说，任何万法，任何的事物，无论是你有人伤害你的那个人也好，或者说让你生气的这个对象也好，你都应该要记得，你都不应该对他们生气。为什么？因为都没有任何一个东西它实有存在，任何万法它会发生，都是因为因缘而生。所以就像这里所形容的，一切法就像是幻化是一般的，当这个因缘出来了，它就一个推动着一个，一个推动着一个，它有点身不由己的，它就会发生了。所以我们了解到了这一点的话，我们就不应该生气
他跌倒不见因那样，贴什么啥个来啦？贴什么刚啥个来些呢？这个让进上的要嘛的啦，让进面对的啦，现当要接这个嘛的啦，热巴要接这个嘛的，热巴啦要让要嘛的啦，现当啦要让要嘛的。的确呢，关系都啥的，都把我这把明显呢，现当没把，现当帮我的帮这个嘛的些呢。 thế cái này cái này thế là tên này Mampala Dungham Ding Sheparin Jurwande, Narangi Shedan Langame, Zepa Gongi, Sona Telamu, Batende Kaya Yomare.
But now here sometimes we have a doubt, and that doubt is that since nothing has any control, then it's not logical to get angry at anything, but it's also not logical to be patient about anything, you might think, because nothing has any control. And so the next verse reads, who would block what? For even blocking would be illogical. It's logical to say suffering will cease depending upon that. And so so even if it's illogical to try to stop anger, or you might think it's illogical to try to block anger, but it is logical to say that because even though it's illusory, if you cease it, then you will prevent future suffering. And so for that reason, it is logical to try to stop anger. There is nothing illogical about that.
所以听完了这样子，你可能会有一个疑惑，既然一切它都是无自性的，然后它都是因缘而生的，所以我们说我们就不用生气，不应该生气。那同样的逻辑，我们是不是也不应该忍辱了？我们是不是不应该断除我们的嗔心了呢？因为反正一切都是因缘所生嘛，没有自性嘛。但下一个偈言就告诉我们说，是的，虽然一切都是因缘所生，但是你还是要断除你的嗔心，你还是要练习你的忍辱。为什么？因为这是帮助你能够断除痛苦哦。所以在第32个偈言就说，依此断出苦，因为你透过了安忍的修持可以断除痛苦，所许理无为哦。所以这样子的道理，它并不会相违背的。
他第一是了，谈多了啦，谈到多多年些呢。Tini kandi che kore se na ngaranga draye nepa se na yon rong, ngaranga zao chopo yapo che ke ngaranga nepa se na yon rong, dada che osa mare, nda se jute yapo mandu sompa thongwar chor na, te la tema thoto control ne, chupa jaya yo mare, te kho yo mare, sompa te hako gugare, kunzo la chen che ke kulne, te tabo che ke yo are la, Tetra Sante Devaranu Sono Yapo Tang Sono Yapo Tang Rawanga Gone Segayana Kalte Ronke Rupchorana Ngayon Dunghal Mandebe Sucheke Jon Dunghal Gu Samba Yo Marela Solaon Dunghal Manjin Jo Menjurwa Rete Yenaya Rawame Bonge Dunghal Namba Natso Banjunga Yo Arela Junsin Teacher Na Shedon Don Control Lonkin Don Nepa Chamkin Tenzola Rawan Yo Marela Nisi kamire ngaranga ti lendo control loya yo mare zapa gongo re sone tendo dordu de tembare la ta te chula ngesen ji zapa gongo ge sorte musumare ta te ji sola nesi la cheminyam be zapa gongo sorte tembare.
So next there is a summary of this, and and so what is the meaning that's being wrapped up is that when you see a friend or foe acting improperly, so whether it's a friend, an enemy, someone who is trying to harm you, or a friend, when you see someone who's doing something you think that's not right, they shouldn't be doing that, then at that point you shouldn't get angry, you shouldn't get into a fight with them. Instead, you shouldn't blame them. You should realize that they are sort of impelled into action by circumstance. And so think happily that this occurred because of such conditions. You need to think carefully and think well and realize that it's because of conditions that they did this. If things were accomplished by free will, no living being at all would ever have any suffering, for no one wants to suffer. There's no one who says, I want to suffer, please, I want to suffer. No one thinks like that. When we experience suffering, it's because we lack control. We don't have any control over it. And therefore, when there is someone who gets angry at us and someone who harms us, then we have to realize those people don't have any control. They're not independent. It's not their fault. It's because of conditions. And so we need to be patient with them. And so this completes the section on the patience of reflecting on dharmas. and it is followed by the section of not thinking of anything of it at all when other people harm us.
接下来就是我们这一段叫谛察法忍的这样的观修的总结的2个偈言就是33跟34个偈言。所以这里第33个偈言，他在谈到的，也就是无论是敌人也好，或者是你的亲朋好友，他们伤害了你也好，你也不应该再像以前有那样的反应说他们怎么可以这样子对我？为什么他们要这样子对我？等等，而生气而报复，你不应该有这样的回应。你应该要有的一个了解，就是了解到原来他们也是被迫的，他们也是不由自主的，是各种缘起而造成他们这样的一个状况的，所以他们因此不应该对他们生气那接下来下一个偈言是谈到说，事实上我们也应该想一想，其实如果众生他有自主性的话，事实上没有人会再苦了呀，因为毕竟没有人会要苦嘛。但是我们就是因为被迫的受到烦恼的驱使，所以我们造作了很多的痛苦，造作了很多的情况。所以这3-4个偈言是说，因此我们要了解到，其实真的是每个人都一样，都是不由自主的。也因此你会总结来说，你会接受到原来众人伤害自己的，他都是被迫的，而能够修持忍辱，这个就叫做谛察法忍的观修的内容就在这里。接下来要谈到的是耐怨害忍。
他得结束了，但他那是了前面讲吧，兄弟，他俺让了没这个那把家伙。tende sena kande chorwa yongre sena halle bandwa yongre nangala ne bandende jalgu be junsin karede tela tene ko mau bare pe dubore sombege namtongda bo halle bandwa yongre de yinaya halle ya yo mare de kho yo mare karede sena tende mambo yongyo yore tene de ngune ngarala ne pa jalgu sone ne pa jalwa mare Kurang lengen be ongi ta tende je chungwa de ka te la te ngarang la masiba ga me ka he sen pa me be on do hjorne da la on da serma la so ne pa se tene ngarang la ne pa chal ga yore pe me la so thob se ngon se je la so se tene tende pa chembo se ne ka khala maza ta tene tu ba ja tende je ga yore ka ji ngo jin yong san chung tene kahi ke dong he kahi yongsa lan chung do do menche sawa dong sena ma yin je ba yi tene chitang ga on de sena ngarang le ji ba je yo ma re de rang su la ji ti pe che ge yo re de yin na yo rong me be go on ge tene ka la rong ni rang hi ja gu ba da tende yong ge yo re sena ma yin je ba yi rong la ne ba se ba ye 대세 녀모 저르베 다두 니종 세세바 다 대세 코란 녀모 바 효침보 제제 컨트롤 쳔보 제제 내선 쳔보 제제네 나랑 녀도 두번 나랑 베자 쳔보 다 나랑 레지바제 지딘제 콘라 요 마레 som바 요레데 이나요 테 나랑 나랑 세 요 텐데 용기 요레 대세 대도 예는은 네바세바 제다는 저 데니 대세 예인제 루라 never say about Jetaran Joros, never Mazebate, Muntogi Yomari, Consu never say Segre, Telang Aransola, never Jana Tela, Tenikiadante, Halea Yomare, Tatelona, Karagu Resin, Songyo Resina, Tenzola Niemo Bajepe, Tetaboro, Dosela, Cuba, La Niji Jala Martina, Niji, Coranzo Tatending. Rong yo mare nyemo bon do horore ta sonne nije je gugere ma do nije jala ma je na yo titen tsikpa sa wa te kanre sene thorin jor wa ji ta se te le junsin kare yo are ngaran sa ne thoya yo mare.
So when we think about the next type of patience, which is the patience of not thinking anything of it when we are harmed, then usually what happens when someone does something that hurts us is that we think, how could they do that? We get surprised. How would they dare do that to me? I'm surprised. I mean, how could they bring themselves to do something like that? How impudent of them. So we get surprised that people act like this. But actually, we really shouldn't be surprised about this at all, because and the reason is it happens all the time. And it's not just that they do it to other people, but they even harm themselves. Some people, they have no control over themselves, and they injure themselves by being careless of thorns, etc. From lust, they starve themselves and such for the sake of sex and the like. And so they'll do all sorts of things. They'll starve themselves. They'll harm themselves in many different ways. Some hang themselves or jump from cliffs. So they'll tie a rope around their neck and they'll hang themselves. They'll jump off of cliffs or into abysses and so forth. And even though they don't cherish anyone else in the world more than they cherish themselves, they don't have any control. And because they lack the control, then they'll even commit suicide. They take poison or eat poorly or behave unmeritoriously, causing themselves harm. So because of the strength of the afflictions, then they feel anger and they become malicious. And even though they don't cherish anyone more than their own dear selves, they'll even get themselves killed. When overcome by the afflictions, they'll kill their own dear selves. At such a time, how would they not cause harm to others' bodies? And so, if they're even willing to harm themselves, then it's quite possible, of course, that they're going to do some harm to us. And if they do harm us, then there's really no reason for us to be surprised about this at all, or to get angry about it. Instead, the way we should think is, as described, though rarely do we feel compassion for those who, when afflictions arise, try suicide and such, what good is getting angry? And so instead, we should feel compassion for them. We should think that the afflictions have occurred. The afflictions have arisen. They have lost control over themselves. They no longer have power over themselves, and that's why they're acting like this. So therefore, there's no reason why we should be angry at them. We should not get angry at all.
所以在这里修持的忍辱呢，叫做你能够耐怨害哦，就是你能够忍耐敌人对于你的这种伤害哦，这样子的一种忍辱。所以当我们在面对别人对自己的伤害的时候，常常你会有一些什么样的念头会升起？你会觉得怎么会是他？他为什么会这样子对我？这真的是太糟糕、太痛苦的状况等等。你会有很多这样的念头会升起，这时候你就应该要修持，就是叫耐怨害忍。那事实上，首先你不需要太惊讶为什么是他，而是你应该了解到，任何人受到烦恼驱使的时候，就是会有这个情况发生的，而且这样子的伤害的情况普遍到处都是的。而且对方也好，这样的人他并不是刻意的，他也是被他的恶业烦恼所驱使而伤害到你的。甚至有的时候你不要想是他在对你伤害，有的时候当一个人被烦恼恶业驱使的时候，他甚至对他自己都会造成伤害。所以在35、36、37个偈言，他就在谈到，当一个人不由自主的被烦恼驱使的时候，他甚至会刺伤自己，他甚至为了财、为了色，他会去绝食，会伤害自己的身体，他甚至会这里说跳下悬崖会自杀，或者说上吊自杀等等，造作很多很多的罪行。这都是因为他受到了自身的烦恼，还没有说对你伤害了，他甚至对自己也造成了很大的伤害哦。那么事实上，我们最应该爱的不就是自己吗？自己的身体嘛。但是因为一个人受到烦恼驱使的时候，他连自己的最爱的身体都会伤害，所以他说上伤自爱身，他连自己最爱的身体他都会要去伤害的。那更不用说对于你的身体，对于其他人的身体，他也自然是会伤害到他的。所以最后一个偈言呢，38他就在说，所以我们不应该对任何人升起这种嗔恨心。你不仅不要对他们升起嗔恨心，你更应该要升起一念悲悯之心哦。所以这是说，对于伤害你的人，你不应该升起嗔恨，你更应该升起悲心。
天天他得接受了，出去进了，到呢，这不公平了。他现今啊，让人那不讲个有的，那不讲呢，看得现了，谢吧，谢现那不谢吧现了，西巴那么就容易呢，他得。西巴苏就生个的现了，大把让吉波节的亚波节过个有的了， 대조게 쳤더라 집보통 잡아대 간대진 토고 요와라세나 인해라 때네 토고게 요와라라 대토고바인 베트나 인해네 캡상다보지 랭고게 요와레 디체나 텔 네바제 짤게레 네바짤와데 코란스금 세니레 디니다 디테나 코란스 타바 네바짤와나 짤게 요와레 손네 티바사게 요와레 나란스 티바사게 요와레데 디티바사야 요마레 데 코란스 세니레 시베롱기 메르간다 세 다메데 동본의 생긴레라 티노데 나라 만주바세 그러마도 티나는 라바초나 라바세그레 티처나 소수지오동 데바세나 나라라 네바데 용그레라 티티텐도 컨트롤로야 요마레 야 담소모 데이타나 메생긴데 텐데 네바타바 잠킨레베시나 마레 Tine pacharangin te kaap kaala yunga yore, senchin te mete rangin ke tipa te ji zombo, njombo, yapo yore te kaap kaala ne pachargarela, ne pacharvakasala tine ngarang control chegare sona, ona on troa merite, kaala tentulkan bagin, nam kaala toang surna, nam ka tapa toa yore besina, yo marite kaap kaala toang sururu, tende sine mei chawa la sobata, tende yunga yore la. Tela troju mare ta koratin seni de tende yungi are.
So next is analyzing the angers, the reasons why people, the causes and conditions for getting angry. And so it reads in verse 39, if causing harm to others is the nature of the childish. So if they're childish, ordinary, regular individuals, and if their nature is that they want to get good things for themselves, they want to be happy, and they want to have good things, and they think to themselves, how am I going to get them? And they think, I'm going to get them from others, and so they harm others in order to get some sort of a profit or benefit out of others. And so if this is just the nature, the characteristic of ordinary sentient beings, then why should we get angry at them? Anger at them is as senseless as resenting fire for heat. It's their characteristic. It's like with fire. The nature of fire is that it's hot. This is the characteristic of the fire. And if you're going to stick your hand in a fire, you're going to get burnt. That's just the characteristic of fire. Are you going to get angry at fire for that? So it's the same way with childish, ordinary individuals. This is just their nature that they're going to harm you. But sometimes you might think to yourself, well, actually it's not like that. People aren't always causing harm to others. Sometimes people actually have really, they actually have really kind and gentle, nice natures. They occasionally do things that make you angry at them, but they don't always do that. But if the fault is adventitious and beings' natures are gentle, so if the anger is adventitious and is going to go away, then anger at them would not be right, like begrudging the sky for wafting smoke. So like when there's snow, the sky is normally, the sky is not normally going to cause us any harm, but when there's smoke wafting in the sky, it might smart your eyes and so forth. But you don't get angry at the sky then, do you? And so in this way, you see that it's also not reasonable to get angry.
接下来再来两个偈言呢，它是在说我们也不应该嗔恨的一些原因。那首先你要了解为什么它会让你嗔恨，你也先观察这个他的这个对方他的情况是什么。首先第一种情况是说有一个人伤害到你了，然后呢甚至造成你的生命的各种方面的损害等等那么但这时候你应该要了解到，凡夫不就是这样吗？那就是39个偈言说，一个愚人的本质，一个凡夫的本质不就是这样吗？那一个凡夫他常常为了要得到自己的快乐，他就误以为说他要从别人的身上可以得到，所以他就会想尽办法可能伤害别人或者占他们的便宜等等。所以这个就是凡夫的本质本性就是这个样子。我们可能会对于这样的情况生气，但其实上你不用生气，因为它就是本来状况就是这样，你也无法改变什么。他后面就举了一个例子，就好像火的本质是烧，所以你既然知道它会烫伤你，就不要把手放在那里嘛。那你手放在那里，不就是自找麻烦吗？所以凡夫的本质它已经就是会烧的，它就是会伤害你的，所以你也无法改变，所以你不需要生气。 再来第二种情况是40个偈言，他在说另外一个状况是说，其实众生他并不是本质是这样子都在伤害别人，其实本质蛮好的，只是偶尔他们受到烦恼的驱使呢，他们会可能伤害到你。那如果是这个样子，你也不需要生气嘛，它只是偶尔，它本质是好的。那这里就举个例子，就好像是说虚空当中偶尔会飘来一阵烟，这个烟可能会让你的眼睛不舒服，睁不开，但你不会对于这个虚空生气嘛，因为你知道这个烟只是偶尔会飘过来而已，所以你也不需要生气。
你大体现到当大上呢，你的现到我让这把啥个门都得。有把拉松我过的，看见偏把拉穿呐，他我不有把当参加拉松把过呢，天我让个等着动夹，天这个中不，天马些，天拿啥当，他天的用个多了，天了这把啥个多些呢？他天大不这样呢，有把个等的，参加个等的这把啥个的嘛，都每个等的这把啥有嘛嘞？天我让我呢不中拿啥当这个觉得。有把当参加到我这因别成了，地点的这把啥个的，些个的的因那样地点的这把啥个有嘛的啦。我那看的些呢，有把可能个俺们东个有的的，有把用心的个有把的过路用的啦，对了的呢有把用心的了，控制了我的些呢，这样嘛的，这样适当去别没这个有把嘛有容易些，可能那你适当个别把因别成了。你纯粹你把这了看的这些呢，适当个点都控制弄过个的。
So you might think to yourself, well, it's not really the person I'm getting angry at, it's that stick. They're hitting me with a stick. They're motivated by anger, and they're going to hit me with a stick. It's going to make a big welt. It's going to hurt. I'm going to get wounded. I'm going to get broken bones, and then you get angry. If you think to yourself, I'm going to get angry at the stick, is that reasonable to get angry at the stick that the person beats you with? It's not reasonable to think like that. Because the stick is wielded by someone else, and so if you get angry at the stick, if ignoring the main stick, get angry at the wielder who is impelled by it's right to get incensed at hatred instead. So we don't get angry at the stick. Instead, it's the person who feels the anger that and hits us with it, and we're not angry at the stick. And if that's the case, then we should get angry at the hatred that impels the other to act.
接下来在一个偈言是41个偈言在这里是说，事实上我们如果一个状况是有一个人拿了一个，举个例子，拿了一个棍棒来打你，打到你这个鼻青脸肿，身上都是伤甚至都站不起来了，那你会有一个想法是说你不会去气那个木头嘛，你不会去气那个棍子，你会说因为你还是气那个人嘛？为什么？因为你会说那个你不会气木头，因为那个木头是被那个人驱使的才打到你，所以你还是气那个人，你会觉得很有道理，我应该气那个人，我不会气那个木头。但事实上同样的道理，第二层的道理是说，你也不应该气那个人，为什么呢？彼亦犹嗔使，因为那个人他也是背后有一个东西驱使他，那个是什么？就是他的嗔心，所以定因择其嗔，所以你也不应该对他升起嗔心，就像你不应该对那个木棍升起嗔心是一样，因为背后他是被他的嗔心所驱使的。
天他这个老这个让那把叫我的，天当他已老这个讲嘛的，他虽讲的是那我让个讲的，那把叫上我让个讲的，我让个讲因被军生的干的是那我让个，俺就来了的呢，他天天就讲的。到个俺去申请了，等到我那把是我让个申请见到了，那把家里有的了。第二件这部这个，他等到到个申请是，第二申请测试把到了那帮等讲的，申请了测完是把到了那帮的用过的，上班的天我让个讲的嘛都，到这个讲嘛的，讲同步这些，讲你把的第几是等把的。
And so next is a passage talking about when an enemy harms us, then thinking that it's not the enemy's fault, it's actually our own fault, it's our own problem. And the reason why it's our own problem is because it comes from our own past karma. As it says here in verse 42, I in the past have caused such harms to other sentient beings. So in the past, I've done such harm to other sentient beings, and this now is the result of the karma. Therefore, it's right these ills befall me who have injured beings. And so it is my own fault, it is not the enemy's fault that this harm is falling upon me. So this is the first reason. And then the next verse will teach another reason why it's our fault.
接着呢，在谈到的这一段，这个42个偈言是说，其实当你面对到伤害你的人的时候，你要带一个观念是，其实他没有错，错的在自己，因为你会认为说，这是因为可能我过去生我有伤害过他，这是我的恶业的一个结果，所以他才导致今生他会伤害到我，所以这是第42个偈言在说的。
Tene tate te jesu kandere sena ta ngaranga chani pate tene ngaranga lude dot zone tela tene dungal de yung yo rela dungal de yung yin bechena rang chare karere sena tene dawo te ngarang sencha tene ne pachal ge yo re ngarang la sencha korang gen sencha de changba ge ne pachal thogre sena ne pachal thogu mare ne pachal se ge ngarang lude gu ge yo re dog lude ta tende pacho ne dawo gen sencha de song ngarang lude song ne tela tene tene ngarang la dungal den jung ge yo re ma se ni na sa tang ta tende yung ge yo re la tene ni sencha de ngarang dungal jung ge yo re 대견도 나랑가 루포테 나랑가 동hanjung 저래 대인산도 더 루촌나 공기라는 토르사 대콜 술 토고래 sencha 땡긴 될 토고래 루 땡긴 될 토고래 니까 동할게 저래 다오나 루포테 야포제 탁포제 돈다보다 쩐다보 텐데제 존 더더 존나 야포요아레데 이나요 나랑게 동본의 루보데 더더존데 노리오래 쇼아 메예 존다와 제 나초주 세초주 레초주 나초주 다 텐데제게 쇼아 메예 존다와 리도메제 동할진 투바som제 짠동동게 짠현동게 다 텐데제 나랑게 다보자요아래 대세동 더게 존저나 세베게 내셔동 해당게 메 롱송 더게 루틴데제 더더 존저나 텔안네 바자나 테지 토치시나 마롱 리노고요아레 테지 토치시나 똥로고요아레 텔라 네바 솔라토 테테 나랑게 짠레 나랑게 루포 야보제 다보자요 마레 디짠데 용고요아레
Next, there's a second reason why it's our own fault, and this is because we have clung to this body as ourselves, and because of that, we experience pain and suffering, and that is our own fault. And so the reason is that when an enemy is holding a weapon and uses a weapon to harm us, then that weapon doesn't do all the harm. He has the enemy has the weapon, but if there's no body for them to harm, there's no way that they can harm us. So their weapons and my body both are causes of suffering. And so that other person has the weapon, I have the body, and because of this, there is the pain, there are the wounds, the harm, and the difficulty, and so the weapon is a cause of that, the body is a cause of that, and so if both of them are the causes, they wield the weapons, I the body. With whom should I get angry? Should I get angry at the weapon, or should I get angry at my body? Both of them are the causes of the wound and the pain and the illness. So who do I get angry at? Now, when we had when we chose a body, if we had chosen some sort of really strong, impenetrable, impregnable body, that would have been one thing, but we didn't. Blinded by craving, I have grasped this human body-like blister that prone to pain can't bear being touched, whom to get mad at when it's hurt. If this body is so tender, it's like you just touch it and it creates a little bit of and it creates a problem. You don't even have to do too much to cause pain to it. It's like a blister that if you just touch it is immediately going to feel pain. So it can't even bear being touched. And so if the body can't bear being touched, when it feels pain, then whose fault is that? We're the ones who picked this body. It would have been a different matter if we'd picked a really nice, good, strong body that could put up with it, but we didn't. And so whose fault is that?
接下来4个偈言主要谈到的还是自己的问题，为什么呢？是因为你自己把自己的身体执着为我，你自己太贪执你的身体了，所以痛苦呢也由它而生，所以还是自己的问题。所以接下来3个偈言就是说，如果一个人拿了一个木棍来打你的时候，事实上那个仅仅是那个木棍木杖，它是伤害不到你的，因为你还必须要有一个身体嘛，有一个被打到的身体嘛。那是你自己要执着，这是你身体，所以你有这个身体，再加上那个木棍，就等于痛苦。所以那个木棍打到了你被你执着的身体的时候，你的痛苦就产生了啊，这里痛那里痛等等，然后你对那个人也生气。所以从这个角度来看，那个拿着木棍的那个木棍，它也是痛苦的因。你被你所执着的你的这个身体被打到的身体，它也是痛苦的因。那到底我该对谁生气呢？你是对拿着木棍的那个人生气呢，还是你应该对自己生气？因为是你自己执着了这个身体是你而被打到，以为你被打到而生气所以你应该而痛苦，所以你应该生气是对自己。再接下来4个偈言是说，那事实上也是你活该，你自己把这个很脆弱的身体执着为我。如果你聪明一点，你把一个很坚硬的一个石头是无坚不摧的这样子的一个东西执着为我的时候，那事实上你也不怕被任何人打嘛，怎么打你也不会痛嘛。但偏偏你会执着的这个身体呢，人生似疮疱碰触痛难忍，就是说它是这么脆弱，轻轻碰一下你就痛得哇哇叫的一个脆弱的身体。所以你自己要无名的贪执的把它当成是你了，那么这时候你被别人伤到了痛了，那你到底该怪谁呢？是不是也应该怪你自己呢？
tene ta te jesu la chitang ge ngarang so kanga le dong sa wa ten so nor ge yo re chul ge yo re tene te hedang lang ju yo ma re chitang ge non chul de kande sin yong ge yo re se na sipa dungal mende jen dungal jo la kombe na sipa su su ji o sen ge te dungal gu ge yo re se na dungal gu ge yo ma re dungal la ga ge yo re se na dungal la ga ge yo ma re nga dungal me pa che deji don tem pa che khande che chona samba tende yo re te yina yo lalin taro kapsala dewan jung ge jote meje dungal jung ge jola komne tela chwa hin ne dungal jung ge jote mambo lege yo re mambo chege yo re ngarang ge teta ba che cheba la tene tene karen rev karen jung ge yo re sena ngarang ge leka te norne rang ge nipa ge tene tsenda la dawo yo ke dawo ti ge ngarang la nepa chan ke nepa te rang la thung ke ta tende yung ge yo re ti cherna ti nepa te dong dungal te kana tene jung ge yo re sena tombo rong ge dungal ge jo te cheba la tene jung ge yo re la junsin teacher na yin la kan de ji yin dawo ti den de tsipa sa gu ya kan yo ngarang ge le ngama le ngem ba sa ba la ten ni chung re.
In general, we are pretty much mistaken and confused in everything we do. And so what's the reason for this? The reason is that the childish don't want suffering, but thirst for suffering's causes. So childish ordinary individuals, do they want to suffer? They don't want to suffer. Do they like suffering? They don't like suffering. And they're always thinking to themselves, I don't want to suffer. How can I be free of suffering? How can I be happy? But when they try to put this into practice, they don't know what the causes of suffering, of happiness are, and instead they start craving the causes of suffering. And because they crave the causes of suffering, then they experience suffering. And so I'm sorry, I realize I've just mistranslated the last line of this. So how can I resent another when I'm harmed by my own wrong? Okay, so so when we cause excuse me. So we want so in practice we thirst for the causes of suffering, and we experience pain as a result. But that is because of our own mistakes, our own confused actions and karma, that we are experiencing the harm. And so that is why, and so when we do that and we're affected by it, then how can we get angry at someone else? So it should read here, so how can I resent another when I'm harmed by my own wrongs? And so what is it that the other's harm comes from? It is because of the wrongs that we have done ourselves. And so it's not right for us to get annoyed or angry at the others. It's because of our own karma.
那接下来一个偈言是说呢，我们常常都是应该说是自讨苦吃，或者说是自己本身就做错了，所以会导致这样一个错误的一个结果。所以换句话说，我们不应该对任何人，或者说不应该指责任何人，不应该对任何人生气、升起嗔心，都是自己做错的。所以第45个偈言在谈到的就是这个岂能嗔他人，不应该对他人生气的。首先我们都是凡夫，我们都有一个特点，就是我们都不想要痛苦。问你说你要不要痛苦，你当然回答说我不要。那所以我们一心想要的都是离苦得乐，这都是一样的。但偏偏的一个问题是，我们所做跟我们所想是相违背的。我们在做的事情是快乐的，导致快乐结果的那个因吗？并不是，我们在造作的都是会导致痛苦的结果的这样子的很多的作为，很多的因所以最终我们说，就是因为我们现在为什么会有人伤害自己，就是因为有这样的恶果，是因为我们以前伤害过别人，或者说造作了恶因，所以我们会导致别人会伤害自己所以换句话说，这些恶果、这些事情是从哪里出生的呢？还是从自己？因为是从自己过去的恶因而产生的，所以我们不应该对他人生气。这就是第45个偈言在说的。
테네 다테용 빼지거나 냐르논도 냐르 수모 텐데 요아렐라 대견도 라들로면 나살라서 보여 요아레 나살달 랑게 레진데 지나 공기라는 토르사 테니티 다우근나 바테 코랑게 셰바 마레 나랑게 레라테네 종아레 윤신 티처나 다우텐도 토아 마임바 나랑게 텐도 토고바 헤렐라 공기라는 토르사데 나랑게 텐도 찌바사고 바제레 나랑게 랭엔 바사버게 졸라테네 종아제레 마도 다우근나 바 마찰 롱찬다보다 텐데 종요아레
And so an example or an analogy for this is it's like in the hells. If like the guardians of hell in jungles of sword blade leaves, so the appearances of guardians in the hell and of the sword blades that harm us, these come about because of our own karma and our own actions. So this is produced by my own actions. So if when we are harmed by an enemy, it's not right for us to be harmed, to get angry at the enemy. We should be angry with ourselves instead, because this is because of our own actions, our own karma, that this has happened. So we should get annoyed with ourselves instead, because it's not like the enemy has any control over it. It's because of our own karma.
再来这里举了例子就好像说我们所谓的地狱里面会有这些狱卒，或者说地狱里面有这种刀山啊、剑叶林啊等等，这些其实你问说它是谁造作出来的，没有人，那其实也是自己的恶业所感召而来的。所以同样我们也不应该对这些伤害你的人生气嗔心。为什么呢？因为是你自己的恶业感召了这些人来伤害你的，所以事实上他们不想来伤害你都不行，是因为你造了这样子的恶业而感召了那样的结果的。所以这个就是第46个偈言在说的。
Munisena, Takandicin, Nepate, Yungu, Aresena, Naransugus on the dog, Naran, Nepachaljon, Somebody you are the Temare, Norge you are. One condition in Nepachalga you are. Naranke Dawotel, Nepacheva you are. Nepa condition say you are. Naranka leti soni, Tela tig leti kulne, dog leti kulsene, Dollar nezi non jonte, Tinarana, Nepa sinking Dawote Junare. Tika Dawote Naranga leti kulne, Ti Dawote chon, Dawote Narana Nepase, Nepase Palatine, Colang and Basso, Lang and Basso Palatine, Dawote, Mahompa, Sentin Yarwalan Rogre, Tina Sentin Yarwalan Rova in Betena. Dagi Tera Malakam, taking Nepa Chimbo Jalikaba Marebe, Naranso Te Hako Gubere, teaching the Zepa Gongure.
So actually, how is it that we should? How does the harm actually work? Normally, we think to ourselves that an enemy does something that harms us, but actually, that's backward. That's mistaken. How is this mistaken? Actually, we are harming the enemies. We're harming the enemy who seems to be harming us, and the reason is that we have done some action. And that action in the past has incited the enemy to then do something to harm us. So as it says in verse 47, if those who incited by my karma appear and do me harm should go to hell because of that, have I not brought them ruin? So because of they're incited by our karma, the enemy appears, so that there's the action, it incites the enemy, they appear, they harm us, that is a bad action for them, and because of which they will fall into hells. And so if they should go to hell because of that, have I not brought them ruin? Am I not the one who's actually harmed the enemy because of that? So we should think in this way and develop patience.
接着这个偈言谈到的是说，我们招引了别人，伤害到自己，我们常常还反而会怪罪说，你看都是他的错，他来伤害我。但其实反过来想，是你的错，你让一个人伤害你，其实是你在伤害他哦。这是什么意思呢？也就是说，首先因为自己的过去的恶业，你招引了他，那个人不由自主的，你的恶果的产生就是那个人会来伤害你。然后结果那个人因为你的恶业造成他来伤害你，结果他反而造了恶业，结果他最后是会落入到地狱里面去。你这样想一想，反而不是你害了他吗？因为你反而是你害他来害你，然后结果你害他堕入到地狱里面去。所以这就是47个偈言在说的，宿业所感召那些有情来害你，那你反而让他堕入到地狱，不是你在害他吗？
Kare Yungure Sena, Tiniti, Dawti, Narana, Paint Toyorella, Naranki Dawtella, Nepachaliore, Kare, Candicin, Paint Toyore Sena, Dawti, Narana, Nepase Latin, Tella Zepagon Latin, Gewajachimbochi saw, Gewajachimbo Sapa Latin, Dipa Thaw, Dipa Mondon John, Tatindicin, Paint Shimbo Toyo Cheta. Dola tene teron ngarang tene dawtela tene kare chong yuare sena nepa chimbo ji chali yuare dawtela tene ngarang pen chimbo ji to yuare la ngarang tene dawtela nepa chimbo ji chali yuare kare re sena korang ngarang nepa chal sambang ba se tatela tene korang dungal nyu nyalwa la che gu ba je se yuare la Donna tela nezela tatin dordona ngaranki dawotela nepa sepa rela da telo dala pen dona dawoti ki dala pen yapo tani ngarang dipa thapa ton gewa ja chimbo so to batinde che yo rela junsin teacher na tini he lengi songkin te sore sena ngarang re ma to dawote mare tini dawoti ki ngarang la pen tapa la Tini pen to song ba mayimba senche lodo che cher marung senche tor se dawten da kanchi ni tikba sage yore
So if we actually look at its situation, what actually happens? Actually what happens is that the enemy is helping us, and we are harming the enemy. So the enemy does something to harm us. Because of that, we practice patience. Because we practice patience, we gather a great amount of virtue. Because of that, then we purify and cleanse many misdeeds and wrongs, and so that's extremely beneficial for us. And what happens to the enemy? So as it says here, because of them I'll purify my many misdeeds through patience. Because of me, they'll go to hell's long-lasting agonies. And so because of me, the enemy will do some harm. That harms the enemy, and it helps me because I then am patient. So they're harmed. They develop ill will. They do a misdeed, and as a result of that, they go to hell. So we have hurt the enemy. The enemy has helped us. And so if I am causing harm to them while they're helping me, so they go to the lower realms, and they're harmed, and they're not benefited, and we are benefited. So if that is the situation, we don't realize that we think that they're harming us. We don't realize they're helping us, but actually they're helping us. So why, O cruel mind, do you get angry at them mistakenly? So why do we have this mistaken thought of getting angry at them?
其实呢，仔细的想一想这些伤害你的所谓的敌人，他其实是在帮助你的，但常常我们都误以为他在伤害你，然后会有这样的误解那么为什么会说一个敌人伤害你的人，他其实是帮到你了呢？因为首先他伤害到你，那这时候他帮助你练习忍辱。那你因为观修了忍辱安忍，所以你累积了很大的善业，也因为你的安忍，你也消除了很大的罪业，所以这个敌人他不是反而帮助到你了吗？所以这是第48个偈言在告诉我们的。但是反过来48个偈言的后两句又谈到说，那他是在帮你，但反过来是你其实是在害他，因为你害了他，因为你让他伤害你之后，结果让他落入到地狱里面去了。所以第49个偈言就说，我这样子反而是我在伤害这个敌人，伤害一个在帮助你练习安忍的这样子的一个敌人。那你怎么会有如此颠倒的一个行持呢？那你怎么还敢对于这样一个帮助你的人，还因为他帮了你，你让他落入到地狱的这样子的一个人，你对他升起嗔恚之心呢？是不可以的。
sono yapo che tang hi na tini tige tela tene dawo tene nyalwa la mando wa che seju yo re dawo tige ngarang la nepa chal na yang ti lendo nepa ma chal wa che tini he zepa gom ti lendo len yapo che se tini pen ba che ta tende che na tene dawo tigi hedang te nesen te rangin ki hene dawo te nyawa la mando wa je yung yo re te la kande gu yo re se na ngarang ki ngarang song ne ta tende se ne hedong pel do ma ju ba che dawo ge ne ba jalwa te tong do long te la zepa gom ba la te ne paru po te nelin la ne ba jalwa me zi ba song do yo ma zi pen to ne yapo se na tene koraya hedang he nesen he tela tene sana gawa dong zhuwa che ne maomba la nyawa la yung mandowa ta tende chungwa yin bin na kola nepa te kanya yung ma re la ta ngarang ke ngarang ma song te hen te len do ne se na 다티게 출라 네바제 잘 티브 렌라 파르 네바제 세나 데도 송어 마주르라 다오테요 송요 마레라 나라야 제바 냥송어레 제바 공주 마종와 디바 메게와 사 텐데세드 텔라테네 나랑게 담베 추드바테요 가서 히퍼른 조르 가서 좀 헤인도게 요아레라 티제스나 제바 공바데 베 갈쳔보 제바 공 랑라용 펜바 yin la yung pemba ta tende yung yore ma to zepa magamba che tini ti len to ne pa sena ngarang la yung tungal jang yin la yung tungal jang ta tende sin ngarang yang ngendo landro yin yung ngendo landro jewa sinda dang jewa chima nikala tungal je jun ro yore zumare.
So at this point, we actually really need to be able to think about it clearly. And if we are able to think about it clearly and know the situation clearly, then we won't harm the enemy. The enemy won't go to hell either. And so, as it says here, 5, the quality of intention, I will not go to hell. And what will happen to them here if I protect myself? So what happens if they do us harm, but we don't retaliate? We are patient. We do something. We treat them well, and that's beneficial for us. And that also helps pacify the enemy's anger and malice, because that is pacified. They don't go to hell. And so, what does this come from? This comes from our restraint. It's the restraint that comes from us being willing to accept the suffering, being patient, and because of that, then we don't retaliate in a way that harms the enemy, and in fact, it benefits the enemy. But if so when we act in this way, then when we are patient, then it pacifies their hatred and their malice. They feel joy and delight in the future. They will not fall into the hells. On the other hand, if we retaliate, as it says in verse 51, but if I harmed them in return, they would not be protected. So the enemy would not have any of that protection that we could give them. While my own conduct would be debased, I would commit misdeeds and wrongs. And my austerity would be destroyed, or my practice of the Dharma would be destroyed. I would not be practicing the patience. And so when we practice patience, therefore this is beneficial for ourselves, and it's beneficial for others. And if we are unable to practice it, then it brings us suffering now. It also causes suffering to our enemy. It will send us to the lower realms in a future lifetime, and send the enemy to lower realms in a future lifetime. And so it is a cause of pain, of suffering for both ourselves and enemies in both this and future lifetimes.
那么，如果我们能够好好的做这样子的守护自心哦，修持安忍，守护自己的心，其实事实上你也可以帮助到伤害你的人，不会让他因此而造业，让他落入到地狱里面去的。所以后面的2个偈言，第50个偈言就在告诉我们，你要好好守护你的心，好好的修持安忍。因为如果你守护你的心的话，能够修持安忍的话，他在伤害你的时候，你就能够以安忍甚至以慈悲对待他，你也不会进一步去报复他。那对方也会因为你的这样子的回应呢，他的伤害你的心会得到一种平息。那嗔恨之心他也平息之后，那他也不会再落入到地狱里面去。所以第50个偈言就在谈到说，若我善防护我，如果我能够好好的守护自己的心的时候，你就不会让他去得到、去领受到投身到地狱里面的这种业了。他的心也会得到一种欢喜，他的嗔心也会得到一种平息哦。那相对的来讲，如果你没有守护你的心，你在又是以以前的方式去嗔心去回应、去报复的话，那你也造了恶业。不仅是你自己因此而造了恶业，你的各种的善行，就是修持佛法的各种的修持，它也都毁坏了。所以这是第51个偈言，就是说，如果你以怨报怨的时候呢，你的善行都会失坏的。所以总而言之，这里在告诉我们的就是，当你遇到各种这些状况的时候，你都要保持一个安忍的修持，守护你的心。在这么做的同时，你就在利益自己，同时你也就在帮助到对方。相对的来讲，如果你是以怨报怨，你去报复，带着嗔心去做的话，你的伤害自己，你也是在伤害他人，而且会导致你今生很多的痛苦，来生也会有很多的痛苦。
他这个他这当个跟你那身边一个弄呢，到了东海西巴了，西巴干巴的， rela dala dungal seba la zeba gomba te la number some yore dungal tonglin je zeba ta te chula ngisen je zeba ta ni zela jemen hyom zeba ta som go ne zeba gomba ke tap te sun rela ta te ke te trubarela dala dungal seba la zeba gomba ke tap te tanda husambare 다 가래 용거 요아래서나 달라 예수 세발라 예주 세바동 크로아 타바동 되는데 직접 나와라 소발라 인지민지 세바공 그래라 대공백에 절대 다다나 니바래라 대게 다든 ken 나르선베 예고요 온드세나 되는 직접 나와다 되는 크로아 타바니 데 카카라 찌요아래데 예나용 감더 세바공백에 탑대 넘버 제기 절대 땡요아래라 되는 단다 디게 거데 도공 데랭 공도 그 춘텐 쇼게 된 데랭 하드 춘텐 때좀 쇼게
So in general, among the nine grounds for us to feel resentment or anger, this covers the grounds that are in terms of harm to ourselves. And so there are three methods taught here for dealing with them. There is the patience of accepting suffering, the patience of reflecting on dharmas, and the patience of not thinking anything of harm. And so that completes the discussion of the methods for this type of this. Now, following this, there comes the discussion of the discussion of the bases the bases for getting angry, the grounds for getting angry. That would be like people being contemptuous of you, people deprecating you, people insulting or speaking harshly to you. And so in general, when talking about the 9 different bases or grounds for resentment, then they're talked about separately as 2 different categories, but here they're all combined into a single category. And I will talk about this starting this afternoon, but this is enough for the morning session.
那所以我们这里讲到的都是会让我们升起嗔恨的这种9种情况当中的其中一个，就是对于自己的他人对于自己造成的痛苦的时候，你应该修持的3种安忍，一个就是安受苦忍，再来是谛察法忍，再来是耐怨害忍。那我们讲完了。那接下来的话谈到的另外一种我们会生气的情况，就是当别人轻视你、诋毁你或者对你说不好听的话的时候。那这几个部分在第11个偈言里面它是分开的，就是所谓的恶语跟轻视诋毁是分开的，但是在这里我们观修的时候呢它是放在一起来说的，所以这个我们下午再说，早上讲到这里。
Golden Book, page number 52. Golden Book, page number 52.